Hi, I'm Kevduit, and this is my review of the new Fallout game, The Outer Worlds. Honestly, it's beyond frustrating how we've gotten to a point in gaming where no new game is allowed to be a new game. Every game is held at gunpoint of a standard to, you will resonate heavily with this specific audience or the microtransactions are cancelled. I looked over a couple of other reviews after I had already formulated what I wanted to say, and not a single one of them failed to mention Fallout New Vegas or, haha, Bethesda's bad. In fact, this game was held to a reputation standard of being bug-ridden and broken at launch. Which, have we really strayed so far away from the light that we just expect new games to be horrifically broken? And do these normies not even embrace the fact that this is actually closer to the Knights of the Old Republic? You know what? I'm done ranting. And also, I am done saying the F word. I will no longer say the F word again in this review because I'm here to review The Outer Worlds, not effing New Vegas. The Outer Worlds is hands down my favorite game of this year. It's a true testament as to what we should expect in a flawless execution of a new IP role-playing game. Obsidian wanted to show us how it's done, and not only that, but how it's done well. This game hits strong with the feeling of RPG nostalgia with how open-ended your decision-making is. Your choices determine the absolute fate of not only the specific person you're questing for, but the entirety of towns, cities, and even empires. If you want to try to make peace between two factions, you can, it's just a lot of work. But if you're speedrunning the game and want the quickest route to the end of the game, well, you can always just watch this! All of your problems away. Then there's all the characters you're gonna meet, who each have their own unique personality. And first of all, can we please just take a moment to appreciate how awesome your character's voice actor is? But all the diversity among NPCs is an absolute highlight. The people of this world are unique, and each and every character you meet has some smorgasbord of ways to interact with. You can become completely repulsive to them, you can become a teacher's pet, and you can even say absolutely nothing but menacingly twitch your eye a little bit to assert your dominance. Now, one thing folks were kind of mad about was how the game wasn't truly open world, but rather many open areas, like Destiny and Borderlands. To be honest, and this is coming from a guy who is harsh about RPGs without giant open worlds, this works. Instead of creating a massive but potentially empty large open world, they cram so much fine detail into these areas. Each planet you explore, and yes, there is still a lot to explore, is very precise and different than the rest. You can tell they put a lot of focus into how each area complements the political warfare going on, the battles being fought, and just the way humans are trying to colonize and terraform. Even though you don't really get that massive open world feeling of total exploration, they nailed the discovery of everything going on right on the head. Now the combat is stellar. It's really freaking good. They've given us a ton of options on ways to kill our enemies, and each enemy has their exploits in which you can use against them, like every RPG should have. And it's not just a bunch of regular pistols, machine guns, etc. They've included a bunch of unique weapons, such as shrink rays, anti-gravity cannons, mind control rifles to make your enemies turn on one another. They even give you swords, which I believe they're actually just copying Skyrim. Now, by no means is the game's story as intense or grabbing as it could be, and I found that at times I felt a little bit out of place. But a lot of characters you complete tasks for do create a relationship with your character, whether that be good or bad, and that usually brings a little bit more meat to the table. I found at times the questing around the main quest was more attention grabbing than the big picture at stake. Although, to be fair, being this mysterious character allows you to do whatever you want. You're not held to any standard of having to be good or having to be bad, and the fact that you can kill literally essential characters to progress the story gives a level of freedom that, well, most games don't usually offer. It held my attention well, included tons of actually interesting characters, had so many different routes to take in order to complete tasks, and has an insane amount of replayability value. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like The Outer Worlds is only getting a lot of good reviews right now because it's the quote-unquote Fallout Slayer, when it should be getting praise because it's a genuinely fun game. Very few new IPs have launched and been able to hit such a solid home run, yet The Outer Worlds brings something so unique to the table with plenty of elements from other great RPGs. So with all that being said, I'm gonna have to give The Outer Worlds a solid, and you guessed it, 76 out of 84.